Sale-A-Bration's going to end this Sunday, ladies, okay? So we've got to look at these products one more time, all right, before it's too late. So I'm actually going to start with the Paper Blooms designer paper tonight. And here are some of the samples right here in the catalog, and we're going to make a quick card with that. You might want to grab pen and paper. You may want to write down some measurements. Anything that we make tonight, the photos will be on my Facebook page and blog this Friday, along with measurements, okay? So on Friday on my blog, that's where I put measurements and supplies, okay? All right, well, let me show you the paper here. We will start with that. This is Paper Blooms. And so here's one piece. Isn't this beautiful? And look at the opposite side. Isn't that lovely? It's called Paper Blooms. Here's another piece. It's got awesome coordinating colors. And here's another piece. And when you flip it over, we've got the Rococo Rose here. And then here are some beautiful flowers. I know, I'm loving this. And look at this side. Isn't this beautiful? And then look at this piece. And then you flip it over and we've got this design. Hey, Billy, welcome. And then look at this piece. I love this piece. And then look at this. Isn't this awesome? So it's called Paper Blooms. Now, I want to point out something. In the Sale-A-Bration catalog, it is telling us that it coordinates with Pretty Perennials bundle. But that is actually incorrect. And so I do want to show you the bundle that it coordinates with. And I might have to look in the index here for it. It's called In Bloom. And okay, so page 45. This is the bundle that the paper coordinates with. It's page 45. This is the very same bundle that I am using on the sampler and the cards, okay? Now, you don't need this bundle or any bundle to do the sampler and cards. You can use whatever greetings you have at home, all right? So it's not, you know, mandatory that you have to. But this is In Bloom, and this is what coordinates with the paper, all right? Hi, Denise. Welcome. Hey, Debbie. All right, I'm going to get our paper out of the way, and I'm going to bring in a card right here. And this is just a really quick little card just showcasing the paper. And it also showcases the In Bloom stamp set that I just showed you in the mini, okay? So that's the first card we're going to make tonight. And I'm using a Night of Navy card base. And I'm using this gorgeous Seaside Spray cardstock. Hi, Joanne, welcome. Now, ladies, this Seaside Spray cardstock is going to retire, okay? And so we only have a few more months with this beautiful color. So I am trying to use as much of it as I can. Okay, let's see. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to add our designer paper to the cardstock first. And this is a standard card base. And your Seaside Spray is measuring 5 1/4 inches. Hi, Sandy, welcome. And by 4 inches, okay? So 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And then it goes right here, but we're going to attach the designer paper first. We're going to use 4 strips, and the strips will measure 1 1/4 inches by 3 7/8. All right, and that's 4 pieces, okay? So you might want to jot that number down. I'm just going to kind of line these up to see which ones I want to use. I think I'll put that one there. Of course, it really doesn't matter. I could use that, but I think I'm going with green tonight. And then I'm going with this one. Okay, so that's how I'm going to arrange them on the card. And I'm going to use my Stampin' seal for this. And when you apply the designer paper, you want about 1/8 of an inch all the way around on your cardstock. And I'll show you what I mean right here. So when I add this, I've got about 1/8 of an inch here, okay? So I'll just kind of show you how I did that. And then I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna do the other end. Sorry, I can't pick up the designer paper. I like to do the ends and then fill in the middle, okay? So we're gonna do the green here, and this is probably Pear, Pizzazz, and Old Olive. And I'll do the same on this side. Sometimes when I have a new paper pack, I will do some designer paper cards like this because it gives me an idea of what the paper is like before I really start working with it. I hope that makes sense. And now we're going to add this piece. And I'm moving fairly fast tonight because we do have quite a few cards we're going to do tonight. So we can showcase all of these Sale-A-Bration stamp sets and paper, okay? Now we have one last one to do. And so I'll just add some seal to this, like so. And I'm gonna add it about right here. And of course I'm not standing right over it, so hopefully I'm gonna get that straight. And then I'm just gonna add it to the Night of Navy card base. So super simple card. All you do is cut your designer paper and then you add it to your cardstock layer. All right. So now we'll do a little bit of stamping. Now these 3 dies right here are from In Bloom, and that's the bundle that I just showed you in the mini. And I'm trying to remember the page number. Was it 45? That's just a guess. But this is Seaside Spray Flower, and these two are Whisper White. We're going to use some Night of Navy ink. And this time, I am going to use Heal Your Heart. This is a Sale-A-Bration stamp set. And the fonts are beautiful. There are a couple of fonts in here. And I absolutely love the words. We're in this together. I can't promise to always fix your problems, but I can promise you, you won't ever face them alone. Sorry for your loss. I don't know what I would do without you. Wishing I could heal your heart. And thank you. So just some really, really sweet, tender words. And Joanne, you are right. This is an excellent way to use up your scrap designer paper. You know all those scraps we get, ladies, that we don't know what to do with? This is a great way to get rid of them. And let's see. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to pop up the words. Are you all surprised that we're popping up the words? Thank you, Nancy, for the page number. I appreciate that. All right. So yes, we are popping this up, and I'll put it about right here. It could go absolutely anywhere on this card. I'm going to just bend these petals, just kind of breaking up the fibers in the paper. And yes, I am going to pop this up as well. And I'll put this about right here. And then I'm going to take the little white flower. I'm going to bend the petals again. And this time I'm going to use a glue dot. And I'm going to center that right there. And then I'm going to bring in some in color embellishments. And I'm using the Misty Moonlight ones. And I'm going to add a center to this flower. And then I'm going to add a little dot right down here. And then I'll add another one about right there. And so that is our very first card. Now, if you want, go ahead and get a quick screenshot while I clean this up and get us ready for the next card, okay? Alrighty. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm going to put them in this packet so they don't get ink on them. And I'm going to show you the stamp set one more time. It's called Heal Your Heart. And Heal Your Heart, I'll find that for you real quick. It's a level 1. It's free with a $50 purchase in my online store. And look, you can see some more cards that are created using these words, okay? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the cards. Super simple. You know, we've got a lot of projects to get through tonight, so I had to make them simple. This is the In Bloom. This is what I'm using for the sampler and card class coming up. And so now you can get a closer look at the In Bloom stamp set and dies. And that's what I used for the card. And that's what coordinated with the Paper Blooms paper in Sale-A-Bration, okay? Yes, I'm glad you got that paper too. It's an awesome one. All right, let me make some more room on my table. And my next card, and I'm just gonna be jumping all over the place. Let's move over to this page right here. Now, this is a level 2 stamp set. Now, what that means is when it's level 2, this is a free stamp set with a $100 purchase. So we're going to make 2 cards tonight using this set. And here are some other card examples here in the catalog. This is the Sale-A-Bration book, and it's pages 12 and 13. Okay? All right. So yesterday I received this card in the mail. As many of you know, hi Sandy, welcome. As many of you know, I lost my father at the beginning of February. And so I received this card yesterday, and I had never used the butterfly in this stamp set. And so I thought, you know what? That would be fun to use for class tomorrow night. So this is the stamp set. It's a touch of ink. You've got a hummingbird and you've got the butterfly along with flowers and along with a lot of words. All right. So let me show you what I've made so far. This one is made using, I used a ton of product on this, okay? I used the butterfly from Touch of Ink. I used Wishing I Could Heal Your Heart, that stamp set, ladies, that we just talked about. This is the paper from Flower and Field. And this paper right here is from So Ombre. So let me just flip over here. This is the So Ombre paper, and it's page 7 of Sale-A-Bration, and you'll see some more card samples here as well. So this ombre paper is right here in the background, okay? And that is Bermuda Bay. It might even be Pool Party. I'm trying to remember. So then I made another card, and this is the Granny Apple Green So Ombre with the Flower and Field designer paper. Okay. And I made another one, and this is the Rococo Rose. And this is the Flower and Field designer paper. So here are 3 cards using a lot of Sale-A-Bration product. Now let me show you what the So Ombre paper looks like, okay? And I'm not sure how many sheets. If somebody wants to look that up for us on page 7, I'm not sure how many are included in the kit. But here's Rococo Rose, and here's the design. The opposite side is Bermuda Bay. All right. Then we have Blackberry Bliss with Granny Apple Green. Okay. Isn't this awesome? Then here's Rococo Rose, okay, with Bermuda Bay on the back of it. And then we have Blackberry Bliss and Granny Apple Green on the other side. So that is the So Ombre paper. What is the white paper die from? Oh yes, I can definitely share that with you, Connie. Connie, this white die cut shape is from Stitched So Sweetly. It's a die set that's in the annual catalog, so that's a great question, okay? All right, so that's So Ombre, and I'm trying to remember 48 sheets of paper, okay? So that's pretty awesome. And it's So Ombre. So we're actually going to create a card with this. And I'm going to use that Blackberry Bliss, okay? And so this is a standard basic black card, okay? And this one measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And then you score it at 5 1/2 inches. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to take the Flower and Field Designer paper and I'm going to add it to the So Ombre. And I need to measure both of these for you. So the vine here that I'm adding now, this is measuring 2 inches by 4 inches. And the So Ombre paper is measuring 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches. Okay? Now we're going to add this to the card base. And this is just a basic black, and we're going to center it right along here. And then we are going to take this Stitch So Sweetly. I love these sweet little rectangles. I know, Nancy, the paper's pretty awesome, isn't it? It's so hard to get to everything in class. I'm going to use some black memento, ladies, and I am going to ink the butterfly. This is the outline. I did re-ink this pad, so hopefully I don't have it too juicy. And then I'll add my butterfly here. I should have used my mat. There we go. It didn't turn out too badly. And then I'm going to take, this is the shadow that I'm going to put over it. Now this is called two-step stamping, okay? Because I'm using 2 stamps to create this one image, all right? So I'm going to use my pad. Here is my Blackberry Bliss. And Blackberry Bliss can be pretty dark. So I want to ink this. And then I'm actually going to stamp off because that might be too dark. So I'm stamping off. And then I'm just going to add this here. Now you're going to notice that this shading that I'm adding now, the Blackberry Bliss, is outside the lines of the butterfly, and it's supposed to be like that, okay? It is supposed to be like that. So that's the Blackberry Bliss. Then I'm going to take Wishing I Could Heal Your Heart, and I'm going to do that in black. Hi, Gail. It is so good to have you. You haven't missed too much, so it's all good, and you can always go back and catch the beginning later, okay? Thank you, Pam. Pam says the Stitch So Sweetly dies are on page 179 in the annual catalog, and there's the item number, okay? They are awesome dies. Good staple to have. All right, so there I've got my Wishing I Could Heal Your Heart. I'm going to pop this up. I know you're surprised that I would pop this up. I do like these little pop dots, the dimensionals. So I'm just going to peel them off. I'm going to add them to this card right here, trying to get it straight. Here we go. And then I'm going to add some of these black matte dots. Now, ladies, these come with the sampler and card class. You get an entire package with that. Okay, so that's our card. And Gail, I'll show you the other card since you're just joining us. There's one of them, and I will go ahead and zoom out. This one is with that Blackberry Bliss So Ombre. This one has the Granny Apple Green Ombre. This one has the Bermuda Bay Ombre Designer Paper. Hey, Kathy. And this one has Rococo Rose. All right. So basically, I took a card that I received in the mail yesterday, and I recreated it using all Sale-A-Bration products. Okay. So it's really easy to do. And yes, we will be giving away one of these tonight. And ladies, if you're brand new this evening, say hello, tell us where you're from, and your name will be in the drawing, okay? All right, I'm gonna move this tray out of the way. And then, we're gonna do our next card. Again, thank you so much. I'm so glad you like the cards. I know I say this every week, but I worry every week whether you're gonna like them or not. So thank you for letting me share my love of stamping, and thank you for telling me that you love the cards. It makes me happy. All right, this is gonna be the next card that we make, and we're gonna do this card with the hummingbird. So the first card was with the butterfly, and now we're gonna work with the hummingbird, okay? Hey, Peggy. All right. So the first thing we're going to do with this one is we need a Whisper White card base, and it's a regular card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and then you score it. This is the 8.5-inch side, and you score it right in the middle, which is 4 1/4. Okay. Oh, thank you. Hey, Joyce. So glad y'all like the cards. I'm going to use some Pool Party, ladies. Thanks, Pam. I'm going to use some Pool Party, and I'm going to use one of our brand new blending brushes. Thank you, Carol. I'm going to use a swirling motion, okay, with the blending brush. I'm going to go on and zoom in so you can get a closer look. And I'm going to start over here on the grid paper, and I'm just going to swirl on in here, ladies, and pull this ink in here, okay? And of course, you all know I'm applying more ink now to the brush. Of course, you all know that I am on a folding table, and it loves to shake. So I am sorry about that. I don't need to add too much ink. I'll kind of show you when I'm done what it's going to look like here. I'm actually getting a few hard lines. Okay. The head is very flexible and moves, and I was holding it like this, but it might have been better if I held it like this. Okay. All right. Now, this is my card front right here, and it kind of looks like clouds, doesn't it? All right. So that's pool party. And then I'm going to use this stamp right here, which is this one, okay? I'm going to use Old Olive, and I'm going to ink this up. And again, I should get my pad here. All right, I just want to make sure I'm in here. When you zoom in, then I have a smaller area that I can work in for you to see. All right, so I'm going to add those leaves about right there. And I'm going to add some more here. Okay, and then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to add a few more. All right. Now I am going to take Pear Pizzazz. Let's see, I assume, Lee, you are referring to the blending brushes. You're wondering why you cannot order them right now. And that is because they are on back order and they are in non-orderable status. So Stampin' Up! Wants to be sure before, you know, we order so many, they want to make sure that we're getting enough in to the warehouse. And so that's why right now they are in non-orderable status. All right. This is Pear Pizzazz, ladies, that I'm using now. And I've already inked this up, and this is going to go on top of these leaves. Now, what you're going to notice is this stamp will line up fairly well, but it's also not going to be within the lines, all right? So let me show you what that looks like. So this basically is kind of like a watercolor effect. I'm going to stamp off just a tiny bit. There's my next one. And this is going to be my last one right here. Okay, and so that's what I have so far. And now we're going to add a flower, and it's in Rococo Rose, okay? So I'm going to add this full strength in Rococo Rose. There's my flower. And then I'm going to bring in the shading for it. And I am going to stamp off, okay? I don't want it to be really heavy. And that's what I have right there. Sally, I so agree with you. Sally says being not within the lines is what makes it pretty. I so agree with that. You know, I think sometimes when we don't stamp something perfectly, or if something's not within the lines, we think we have really messed it up. And sometimes that's what makes it so beautiful. So, okay, so Leslie is asking me, how come Sale-A-Bration is 3 months? Leslie, this year, Sale-A-Bration is 2 months, okay? It used to be 3 months, but it's 2 months now. It's January and February. I'm gonna take a sip of water and then I'll explain more. And so Stampin' Up! Decided we would bring Sale-A-Bration back again this year, a second time. So the next Sale-A-Bration, ladies, is gonna be July and August. So I'm pretty excited about that. It should be fun. Okay, I'm bringing in the black Memento ink because I want my bird outlined in black. Okay, I re-inked this today, so I don't want it to be too inky. I'm going to take his beak and make sure that it is touching this flower and getting the nectar out of it. Okay, right there. And then I'm going to use Balmy Blue. This is Balmy Blue right here. And this is the outline for the bird. And so I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to go full strength here, okay? Let's see. Here we go. So now I'm kind of lining up the bird. Yes, there will be different stamp sets and different paper for Sale-A-Bration this summer. Absolutely. Yep. Now, if you have a pretty new Balmy Blue ink pad, you might want to stamp off before stamping the bird, okay? And now we're ready. Do you know what I just did? Y'all are not going to believe this. I can't believe I did it, but that's okay because it's still a card. This is the original card, and I was supposed to stamp on this Whisper White cardstock layer and then use basic black as a background and then mount it on the Whisper White card base. And look what I just did. I did it on the Whisper White card base. So guess what? We have no layers. We'll still add a greeting, and it's going to say thanks so much. All right. And I'm going to stamp that right here. This will make a really great thank you note. And let's see. Now we're going to add this basic black oval. This is from Layering Ovals. All right, that's where those dies are from. We're going to pop this up right here. And then we're going to put that there, okay? And so now let's look at our card. It actually turned out differently than the original one. What do you think? So now we have two options. I think I like them both. Connie's asking, how do I get my ink pads to slide so easily? I always have so much trouble and the corners break on my pads. You know, Connie, I don't know. I think it's because I open and close them so much, although mine looks a little broken right there. But I just think it's from opening and closing because I do have some ink pads and I don't use those inks as much, and those pads are stiffer. So that's probably all it is, just opening and closing. Let's see, Mary Kay says you can cut a card front off and then, let's see, let me go back, sorry. You can cut a card front off and trim and then add layers to the new card. So I think what you're saying is, Mary Kay, I could cut this off and trim it and then add the layers. So yeah, I could definitely do that too. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, I think it looks pretty either way. I'll tell you a little bit about this card and the reason I chose it. It has a hummingbird on it. And for those of you that don't know, my father passed away at the beginning of February. And he passed away from a disease called progressive supranuclear palsy. It's called PSP. And this disease is very rare. It only affects 5 to 6 people out of 100,000. It mostly affects men and not women. Again, it's called PSP. And also, when an MRI is done, the brainstem resembles a hummingbird. And so this card has become very therapeutic for me. I have made quite a few of these, and these are our family thank you notes to those who sent flowers and food and all that kind of stuff. So it's probably a stamp set I'm never gonna part with. Anyway, just wanted you to know that and just bring a little bit of awareness to PSP. Very little is known about the disease and very little research has been done. And it looks like Parkinson's, but then it takes on other characteristics. So over the past 5 or 6 years, I have learned quite a bit about this disease, more than I ever really wanted to know. So anyway, I'm just happy that, that I can talk about it and that my dad is at peace. All right, we're gonna move on to another Sale-A-Bration product, all right? So that is Touch of Ink, and you saw the butterfly and the hummingbird with this. I know hummingbirds are just so interesting anyway. They just really, really are. And Nancy, I might even frame one of these in memory of my dad just to have in the house. So yeah, so it is. It's very special. And isn't it interesting how that stamp set came out for Sale-A-Bration right when my dad passed away. So it's pretty, anyway. So yeah, you're very welcome, Peggy. If you all know anyone who is affected by PSP, I am more than happy to talk to them, but it's extremely rare and it is very, very difficult to diagnose. It takes many years for diagnosis. Okay, so my next one that I'm going to share with you, and this will be one of our more detailed projects tonight. This is our little mini pizza box, and we're going to create 4 cards that are going to go inside. All right, so these are the 4 cards that are going to go inside our little pizza box. And if you want to get a screenshot, you can. I'm going to be using a lot of stamp sets here, a lot of blocks, and I'm going to have to be cleaning blocks and putting other stamps on it. So thank you so much for the hugs. I appreciate it. All right. So anyway, we're going to use a lot of stamps. And I'm going to be changing the stamps in the blocks, okay? I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, so it's just the little mini pizza box. And these are the 4 cards that'll go inside. And these are 3 by 3 cards, okay? So 3 inches by 3 inches. I'll measure it for you. It's a 6-inch card base scored at 3 inches. And it's by 3 inches. So that's what makes them square, okay? All right, so let me grab some more water here and we are gonna get started. Okay, let's see, let me show you the stamp sets, okay? So in Sale-A-Bration, we're going to be using the Berry Blessing stamp set, this one right here, along with the paper, okay? Oh, Nancy, great question. The strawberry bundle, because that is a hot item right now. The strawberry bundle, ladies, was supposed to be in to the warehouse this week. It has now been moved to March 1, so it looks like next week. Okay, so that is an excellent question. And on page 44 in your mini, you're going to see the Sweet Strawberry stamp set with the coordinating punch. And we are going to be using this set as well on the project. Okay? All right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll do the cards first. Does that sound good? Okay. So we're going to start with this darling little strawberry. Just love this. And this is going to be our very first card. And I've given you the measurements for the card bases. They're 4 cards and they're 3 by 6. Then we're going to use a granny apple square. And this square measures 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Okay? And then the designer paper, and this is that gorgeous berry paper, the berry paper and the berry blessing stamp set. What did I just do with it? Or maybe I didn't bring it over here. Those are the free items. So let me just show you one more time. Berry paper, berry blessing stamp set. The 2 come together with a $100 purchase. Okay, so really cool set. All right, designer paper. I think I gave it to you. I don't know if I gave it to you or not. So it's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, and so you're basically just going to put some seal on the back of this. Okay, and then you're going to center it, and you're going to have about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And then you're going to add this to your card base. Okay, hi Laura. Laura, you can go back to the beginning and see all the other cards we've made so far. So you haven't missed anything. We're just happy to have you here. All right, hang on. All right. There we go. And then we're going to center this. And of course, I'm not standing right over it. I wish I was. But that should do it. Then we've got a stitch circle. It's second to the smallest. It's from the Stitched Shapes. Okay. That die set. Stitch Shapes can be found in the annual catalog in the back. We're popping it up and it goes right in the center. And then we're going to take this die. This one is from Tasteful Labels, okay? And I do use this die set a lot as well. And we are going to stamp on it. And I'm just grabbing my ink. We're going to use Poppy Parade. I love that for the strawberry. I think it makes it so fun. I am going to use, let's do the outline first. All right. And then we're just going to add that strawberry right on the Whisper White circle. Then we're going to ink it up in the solid image, stamp off. Oops. We'll do it again. And it could be because I'm not using my pad, but there we go. And you know what? We've got some words that's going to cover it up, so we'll be good with that. All right. I have to get out my chamois over here because lots of stamps. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. We're going to pop this up. And I'll put it about right here. I absolutely love the way it fits inside this circle. I'm going to take some Granny Apple Green cardstock. And let's see. And some Granny Apple Green ink. And here is the outline for the strawberry stem. I'm going to stamp sideways because it's going to work in the punch really well if I stamp it sideways. Then I'm going to ink up the solid image. I'm going to stamp off. Sorry, this one's going to be hard for me to see. And then I've stamped on top, okay? And then while I have the Granny Apple Green out, I am going to stamp the words. And this is where it gets a little crazy, okay? Because like I told you before, I'm going to be cleaning stamps and I'm going to be changing blocks, okay? So I'll just use that block. This is the paper for Hello Friend. Okay. So that worked out okay. We are going to punch out, excuse me, this little guy right here. And when I go to punch it out, I'm actually going to be ruining the rest of this scrap paper, but that is okay. I've got it lined up in the punch. Feel better, Joanne. I'm sorry you have a headache, so feel better, okay? All right, so I can get that out of the way. And I'm gonna pop up the stem because it's just gonna make it look so cute. And then I'm gonna add it to the top of the strawberry. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see that a little better. Then I'm going to pop up the words, Hello Friend. And I know you're not surprised that I'm popping it up. All right, yes, let that headache go away. They are no fun. And then I'm going to add Hello Friend. And you know what I'll do? I'll kind of put it there. And it took care of that little white space. So that's the first card, okay? All right. Now we're going to move on to, let's do the blueberries. All right, that's going to be our next card. Now, all of the cardstock and designer paper measurements are the same, okay? This is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and this is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, okay? All right. And we're just putting the seal here. And again, we're just going to center this paper like so. Thank you. I'm so glad you like these cards. I love making little cards and little pizza boxes. It's fun. All right, now I'm going to center this right there. I'm going to add dimensionals to the back. By the way, this piece of cardstock is Balmy Blue, okay? Thank you, Connie. I'm glad you like the strawberry card. Now we're going to do a little stamping. And let's see here. I'm going to need the blueberries. And here I am. I'm changing blocks. And I'm going to need another block. Oh, good. I can use this one. And this will be for the outline. And I'm going to need Pacific Point ink. And I'm going to start with the outline of the blueberries. I'm going to be stamping it here. And I'm going to stamp it right on there. Okay? Now, I'm going to line it up. So I've inked it in Pacific Point. I am going to stamp off. And then I'm going to add it. And look at those gorgeous blueberries. Aren't they awesome? Tasteful Labels, Leslie, you're going to find in the annual catalog, and it'll be in the very back. It is a brand new die set. It was included in last year's annual catalog, okay? All right, so Connie, this circle, oh, Laura, this circle right here is from Tasteful Labels, and the stitched is from the Stitched Shapes, which have been out for quite a while, okay? All right. All right, so I've done that one. I told you I had to change a lot of blocks tonight. Lots of little pieces for this. All right, so now we want to add these little stems, okay? And I'm going to do that with Granny Apple Green. And let's see, these are the two stems. So I'm going to take this strawberry stem off that we used in the first card. And now I'm using the blueberry stem. It's a little bit smaller. And let's see, let's go with the Granny Apple and the outline. And I'm gonna put one there. There. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of your view. And there, okay? Then I'm going to take the solid one, I'm going to stamp off, and then stamp right on top, stamp off again. It almost looks like a dragonfly. All right, so that is the blueberry stem. Yay! I can't wait either, Gail. I'm so glad I inspired you to make this. That is awesome. Here are the dimensionals. And then we're going to add this right here, okay? Pictures will be on my blog this Friday, ladies, okay? Thank you, Leslie. Tasteful Labels, page 179. $31. All right, oh, we're gonna add bountiful blessings, so let me find those words. It's right here. And I'm gonna ink this in Pacific Point. And stamp it. And then I'm going to pop this up. I'll do that with dimensionals, okay? And this is going to be card number 2. Aren't the blueberries adorable? I mean, they are just so cute. There's the blueberries, ladies. How cute is that? Aren't those blueberries awesome? I love to eat blueberries. I wish I had some right now. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the raspberries, okay? So these are the raspberries right here. And I already have them on a block. And we're going to use Poppy Parade, okay? This one can be a little more difficult to line up. All right, let's see. Here we go. I've got to move it out of the way for a second. I've got ink over here now. Let's go ahead and we'll get these. This is the paper we're going to use. See the raspberries? So, whoops. Okay. All right, I'll tell y'all a little bit about seal. I usually use seal standing up, and so I apply pressure differently than when I'm sitting down. So I always sit down for this class, but I usually stand up during the day to do my stamping. And we'll go ahead, come on. There we go. And then we're going to add that to this and center it. I think that'll do it. I know, I love those blueberries. Okay, here is stitch circle right here. And this is going to get popped up, and this is where we'll do our stamping, okay? So this is Poppy Parade, and it's for the raspberries, and I'm going to stamp them about right there, okay? Now again, this one is more difficult to line up, and it's not an exact match. I am going to stamp off, and that wasn't too bad. All right, so now I'm going to add, and I've got to have my Granny Apple Green here. I'm going to add this this bunch of leaves, and let's see, I'm going to put them like that in Granny Apple Green. Okay. And then I'm going to clean my stamp and put it on this block. I'm going to ink in Granny Apple Green. I'm going to use my pad for this one. What did I do with that? Let's see. I can't find the pad that I was stamping with. Oh, here it is. All right. I am going to stamp off for this, okay? I don't want it to be too heavy. And then I'm going to line it up. And then this is what the raspberries look like. I know, Connie, everyone wants to order the paper separately from the stamp set. And everyone is begging for Stampin' Up! To put it in the annual catalog. Now, I don't know if that'll happen or not. I have absolutely no idea. I have not heard anything, so I don't know. All right. We're going to use the word hope. And by the way, the word hope comes from the Hummingbird stamp set. Okay, that's where it's coming from. And let's see, we're going to do it in Poppy. There we go. And then we're going to pop it up. Okay. And I'm going to put it about right there. So now that is card 3, okay? All right. And I'm going to leave that ink out because we are going to use it again. I'm just trying to get myself organized here. Okay. There we go. And now we're going to do the blackberries, okay? Now the first night we used this, I called them grapes, but they are blackberries, so, all right. And this is actually on Rich Razzleberry cardstock. And this is the designer paper. And now we're going to add it to the card base. Come on. All right. And let's see if I can get this steady and get it centered. And I think that'll do it. All right, and now we'll pop up. This is a rich, sorry, I can't even pick it up. Rich Razzleberry stitched circle. All right, I'm so glad you like it. They are very cheerful cards, absolutely. And now we're going to do our stamping, and let's go ahead. I'm going to clean off the, I use this as raspberries for the last card. I'm going to clean it off. And we're going to use it for blackberries with rich razzleberry ink. Thank you, Sharon. Hi, Carolyn. And then I'm going to add it about right there. Okay. And then I'm going to change blocks here. Let's see. Is that the one that goes with it? Nope. Then we're going to use this. This is the solid image with rich razzleberry. And now I'm going to see if I can get this lined up. All right. So that's our blackberries. And then we're going to go back and we're going to get the outline. Where's the outline? Here we go. Granny apple green coming up. Then I'm going to clean the stamp, change it. And then I am going to use the pad for this solid image here. Okay, I am going to stamp off, and then I'm going to add it right here. And now I have it. All right, and now I'm going to pop this up, and let's see. Cut that. All right. Thank you, Nancy. I'm glad you like the cards. This one's going to go here. And we need the word love. Now, love is also from the hummingbird / butterfly set. Okay? And we're going to use rich razzleberry here. There we go. And go ahead and add these dimensionals to the back. I'm going to show you all 4 cards again in a second, okay? And this is the 4th card, all right? Oh, Carolyn, we actually sell envelopes that coordinate with these cards. They're 3x3 envelopes and they're featured in the annual catalog, all right? So that is where you can find them. That's a really good question. All right. Now we're going to get ready to make this belly band, all right? And this is our white pizza box right here. Let's see. So Margaret is asking, is the box of cards meant to give as a gift, or is it a box of cards for us to use? So I always like to give them as little gifts. But sometimes if I'm mailing a package, I'll take one of the note cards and write in it and send it with the package. So yeah, you can do either way, Margaret, either way, okay? All right. So here is our mini pizza box, okay? And this one's super easy to put together. This pizza box is food safe, so that means you could certainly add a cookie. It would be fine. And what I'm doing now is I am just folding all of the score lines, okay? And now I'm gonna fold this in like this and bring this over, okay? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on and add my cards. So this is the blackberry card. And then I'm going to add a raspberry card. strawberry card and blueberry card. I just love the blueberries. Aren't they awesome? And then I'm just going to tuck this in. And then our pizza box is going to be ready for us to decorate, okay? Yeah, and we also have the pizza boxes in gold. So they come in gold and then they come in white. Sharon is asking me, can the 3x3 envelopes use a standard postage stamp? Sharon, I don't believe that we can mail 3x3 envelopes. I think you'd have to put them in a package or in a standard envelope, okay? Either way, but I don't think we can mail the 3x3s. Okay, I am looking for here's my designer paper. I'd already taken it out. This designer paper is measuring 3 inches by 10 inches, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the designer paper around the top of the box, and then I am going to bring this over like this, okay? And then bring this over, and then I'm just going to rub my fingers along these creases, okay? I know, Melissa, I'd love to give it as a gift, but if I received it, I wouldn't want to write in the cards either. I know exactly what you mean. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. Oh, you know what? Something we don't want to do. Hang on. I tell you what I'm gonna do, ladies. I don't have my trimmer over here, but I'm gonna trim off this adhesive, and I'm gonna show you why, okay? If I actually put the adhesive on this box, I can't slide this off the box. And I want to be able to take that belly band and slide it off the box, okay? So I don't want to tape the belly band to the box, all right? So I've trimmed that off. And let's see, this is the back. So let's see, this is the bottom of the box, okay? And now I'm gonna wrap this over and I'm gonna attach it, okay? All right. And I wished I'd made that a little tighter. Hang on, I think we can still do it. Yep. I'm gonna add a little more adhesive. And then I'm gonna make this a little tighter. Kind of burnish the edges here. And okay, and now that way I may have made it too tight, but that way I should be able to slide this off. I think I made my belly band too tight. There we go. There we go. All right, I needed to make it just a little looser for sliding off, okay? Laura says, I always imagine a tiny envelope would get stuck in the sorting machine and not be found for months. Laura, I think that's what's happened to all our mail, right? I mean, it's just been crazy lately with the mail. Let me find my ribbon. What did I do with that? Hang tight. I have white ribbon like this. And what did I do with it? Okay, here it is. Now this ribbon, ladies, comes in a trio, okay? I'm just gonna be putting a knot here and not a bow. Thank you, Leslie. The small envelopes, the 3x3s are on page 153 and they are $10. They're in the annual catalog, okay? Thank you so much, Leslie. Ooh, I did a terrible job cutting that. Hang on. Hang on. All right. Okay, so this does come in a trio. You get the white cotton, you get the Just Jade gingham, and you get the Misty Moonlight and white Baker's Twine. So these three come together in the annual book, okay? I love your comment. I love your comment, Gail. Gail says her belly band is too tight as well. Gosh, I know what you mean. All right, I'm going to be using this little piece of paper. It's Poppy Parade, and you can find this on Tasteful Labels again. All right, I'm using that die set again. So it's Tasteful Labels. All right. And I'm going to put that right about there. You can see that I popped it up. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And I'm going to stamp You Always Have a Way of Making My Day. And I'm trying to remember which stamp set this is in. It's either in Berry Blessings or it's in the strawberry one. I forget which stamp set. But of course, you got to have both, right? Got to have both of those berry stamp sets. There we are. We've got the Granny Apple Green. Now we're going to stamp 2 of these leaves, okay? So here are the leaves right here. And I've got to find a block for them. I'm going to use this one. I am going to use some Granny Apple Green. Let's see. I'm going to stamp sideways because it's going to go through the punch that way. Now we'll do the solid image. That's the solid leaf. Stamping off. Stamping off again. I like the outline to show, and so that's why I stamp off. You don't have to. And then I'm going to take our strawberry punch. And let's see. I think... Or should I do this one first? I'm going to do this one first because I don't think it's going to interfere with punching the other one. If it does, we'll stamp another one. And then here's the second one. Okay. And we'll punch that. Let me get rid of all these little pieces. And let's see, let's go ahead and pop this up. Whoops, that whole thing just popped off, so hang tight. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the rest of these because we are going to use them. All right. And let me just get one more. And put one here. Okay, so this is the words. And then I'm going to position it about right here. Now, you might be wondering, where is this white die cut from? This is from Tasteful Labels. So tonight, for this project, I used Tasteful Labels quite a bit, okay? All right, I'm going to take one of these strawberry leaves and I'm going to overlap them a bit, okay, just with a glue dot. And then I'm going to put another glue dot on the back of the leaves, and I'm going to tuck that under right there, okay? And then I'll show you this. I used this stamp right here. It's some more of the strawberry leaves. And I've already taken the time to cut this one out. Now this one you have to fussy cut, okay? Because the punch will not punch that one out. All right? And then I'll add a glue dot here. And I'm going to tuck that under. Okay, then I'll take some of these embellishments and they're called the opal rounds. And if you participated in my embellishment share, then you've got some of these. You've got a half a sheet, okay? And I'm gonna put one there. It makes it look like there's water on it, doesn't it? And I'll even take one and put over there. So that is the box, okay, with the 4 note cards. All right, I've got one more project. Can you believe that? I already know that I've kept you way too long. But if you don't mind, I've got one more project, and it's a super, super cute little donkey. Would you like to see him? Would you like to see the little donkey? He is so cute. All right. Okay, so I probably showed you this project. I was a 3D Thursday designer the first Thursday in February, and I featured the Hey Chick stamp set. This is actually a cookie holder. You can put a cookie in here, and it can hold a notepad. It can hold all kinds of cute little things. And so instead of the chicken tonight, we're gonna use Mr. Donkey. Is that okay? Isn't he cute? Tell me he's not cute. All right, so here he is. Let me show you what else is in this set. This stamp set is free with a $50 purchase in my online store. It has words, hee haw, you're the best, hey there friend, and it's your birthday. And then you've got these 3 funny, curious little donkeys. Aren't they adorable? Thank you, Philomena. I'm so glad you like my designs. Thank you. You're gonna love this donkey. I'm gonna show you how to stamp him and color him, okay? Now, I don't have the sample. We're gonna make the sample together, okay? But donkey's gonna go right here. And let me just show you in the Sale-A-Bration book, he is page 4 and 5, and you can see some cute little pictures and card ideas with the donkey. Isn't that fun? He is a cutie. Now, you know what Stampin' Up! Should do? They should bring out a donkey die set, because ladies, there aren't any dies to cut out these cute donkeys. And so we need dies to go with them, don't you think? Maybe they'll bring them out this summer, which would be really fun. Okay, so I'm going to give you measurements, and we're going to be using the So Ombre paper, okay? All right. Now, I will have a project sheet with measurements for you on Friday, okay? But this is for the cookie holder, and I did this in Rococo Rose, okay? And I'm going to be using that So Ombre Designer Paper. All right. So let's go ahead, and this is the designer paper that I'm using. Again, So Ombre, and I'm going to attach it to Whisper White. Okay, I could use Bermuda Bay, but I just wanted to use a different color because I used the Bermuda Bay with the chick, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to have to tell Stampin' Up! We need donkey dies, because that would just be the absolute cutest thing. Now, for this, the So Ombre, I'm going to use the Rococo Rose again. Okay, And I'm just going to add it to the Whisper White. Again, measurements on Friday over on my blog, and I will remind you, okay, on my Facebook page. All right. So now we're just going to apply this. Hang on. Okay. I'm going to apply this here. This is actually the bottom of the holder, and it's the front. The front bottom, okay? And then I'm going to go to the top, and I'm going to add this piece. All right. I find it difficult for me to use the seal and sit down. I do much better standing up with it. Okay, so now I'm going to add that here. There we go. And now when you close it, that is the front of the cookie holder. All right, everybody got that? Whoops. Well, I'll leave that on the floor. Okay, so let's talk about the donkey. And I'm actually going to be using Smoky Slate designer paper. Excuse me, cardstock. Smoky Slate cardstock, okay? And then I'm going to use the black Memento ink and our sweet little donkey. I think you're going to like how he's going to turn out. He is a cutie. All right, he's all inked up. I've stamped him. How cute is he? Could he be any cuter? Look at him. Hang on, I'm zooming on in here. How cute is he? Now, I'm going to give you some tips on coloring him, okay? And I saw another demonstrator do this, so I can't take full credit for this, okay? Because I saw some tips and tricks over on YouTube. I'm going to start with the Stampin' blend, and it's dark gray granite, all right? And I'm going to use the fine tip, and I'm going to actually do like a little outline of his ears and his body. And I'm really going to zoom in so that you all can get a good look at what I'm doing. All right, so I'm just doing a bit of an outline here. And this is the dark gray granite Stampin' blend. Okay, you see what I'm doing? Just a little outline. I'll go down his leg. This is our last project tonight. Go around here. Get that. And I think we'll about have it for that. Okay, so that's with the Stampin' blend, dark gray granite. Then I am going to take a basic black Stampin' Write marker, okay? And this time, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna do some more of the outline there, okay? And let's see. I'm gonna color in his tail. And then I'm gonna do his feet. Okay, with the basic black. And then here we are, get the little hooves done over here. Maybe I'll use the wide tip. Maybe that would be better. I'm trying to show y'all and trying to see it at the same time. It makes it a little tough. All right. Okay, and as you can see, I'm not doing that fantastic of a job, but it's still good. Okay, and now I am going to take a white gel pen. Now, we used to sell these, and we don't anymore, but you can find it on Amazon. It's a Uniball Signo. It says UM-153, and it's a white gel pen. Okay, basically, that's all it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring some white into the donkey like this. Okay. And I'm going to color in his little face here. Actually, it's just his nose area that I'm coloring in. Okay, like that. And then I'll get this little accent on his behind right there. And then for the hooves, I'm just going to add some white. Okay, like that. I saw a couple things I missed that I want to color in. And that's just like, you know, his legs. I'm going to go back over that. I might even do that. And that'll kind of take care of him. Oh, let me do his eye. I didn't do that. Okay, right there. And you don't have to do his eye. Actually, I don't think I would do his eye. Okay, now when you're done with Donkey, he's going to need to be cut out. Okay, so that takes a little bit of time. I did not mean to do his eye, and so, you'll see the original I did. But that's what Donkey looks like, okay, when you do some coloring. Yeah, the white really does add to it. So when Donkey is all said and done and he's cut out, this is what he looks like. Okay, isn't he cute? All right. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring our cookie holder back in, and I am going to use a Rococo Rose stitched circle along with Whisper White scallop circle, okay? And I'm actually going to pop up. Let's see if I can find my other dimensionals. I want to try and finish these up. I am going to pop up this on the Whisper White. And we're going to do prizes in just a minute. We have lots of giveaways tonight, so hang in there with me. I know, I'm sorry, you can't see. All right, so now that is popped up, and I know, isn't he cute? I'm gonna add some seal right there on the back, and what you want to do is, you see where I put that seal? That goes on the top, okay? That goes right there on the top. I don't want seal here, okay? Because I can use a dimensional or a Velcro dot and attach this, okay? Now, I forgot the Velcro dots. I have some, but they are across the room. So let me just show you how I did it. Can you see this clear Velcro dot? Here's the clear dot, and when you put it together, those dots meet, and then it becomes the treat holder. So I hope that makes sense, okay? All right, I'll zoom out just a little bit. But that's how you will attach it. You'll put your Velcro dot here, and you'll close, and that will keep it closed, all right? Now we're going to add our sweet little donkey, and I've already taken time to put dimensionals on him. I did that before class. And then he is going to go right here, okay, on the circle. Isn't he cute? He is so cute. Now I'm not done. I'm going to take this sign, okay, which is from the Chick Dies, and I'm having a terrible time with these dimensionals on the edge. I am going to pop this up. And I am going to tuck this right here, that little sign, okay? I'm going to take this piece of Whisper White paper and my Rococo Rose, and I'm going to use the words hee-haw. What do you think? I'm going to ink that up. And there's hee-haw right there in Rococo Rose. And Connie said she is a pink person. So that's good. She will love this. I'm going to take this, put a dimensional on it. I am popping up the sign, and it's popped up right there. Okay? This would be a cute card. This could be a cute card. It'd be great for a children's birthday party. Absolutely. I'm going to use some of these fun sequins. They're in pink too, by the way. There's one of them. Then I'm going to get a little one here. Okay. I'm sorry I don't have the Velcro dot. I forgot to grab that before class. I am using these sequins. They're in the annual book, and they come in 4 colors. They come in this rich razzleberry, a calypso coral, maybe crushed curry, and then like pool party. All right. So that's where they came from, the annual book. Now pretend that this is all closed up, and this is your sweet little donkey. What do you think? Isn't he like the cutest thing ever?